I'm gonna say it once. Don't make me say it twice. This is the Vanquish Fordyce. So we just got a care package from Vanquish. I had asked them if they could supply anything for my employees that want to get into crawlers, and they sent us a ready to run Fordyce. I have not been able to take a look at it. My employee who received it had already taken it out of the package, so we got that, you know, fresh look at it and got the unboxing. But I've never seen one of these. I've got the VRD that I put together from the kit, but I have heard great things about the Fordyce. And this is the ready to run. It comes with the radio, all the electronics. You just need a battery and a charger, essentially. So I don't even know how to get the body off of this thing. I'm sure that there's probably some cool way of doing it. I see a body clip right there on that side. So let's check it out. I'm guessing I can pull this body clip and then do I just lift? Is there a button? What's going on? Do I pull a lever? Ooh, hey. I figured it out. I didn't even need the instructions. Okay, there's more body clips on the back. I almost figured it out. First thing, it looks great, honestly. It's got, you know, kind of a pinched look to it. This looks like it fits in Class 2 Sorca, which for most of you probably doesn't mean anything. The tires are nice and sticky. Falcon, Wild Peak MTs. They have a good scale look to them as well. Tall, not too wide, not too narrow. Yeah, the body looks good. That's really nice for a ready to run. That's really nice. I would also like to point out the little crawler guy right there on the back. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see, overhead camera. Ooh, right there. Come on, focus. Hopefully you're focusing. Little crawler guy. We've had something like that crawler guy in the crawler scene since like 2004, maybe. If I remember correctly, it was the Utah guys that had a little crawler guy on all their helmets and all their rigs. Helmets, yeah, they wore helmets. Some of them wore helmets while they crawled. Yeah, the suspension feels great on this thing. Looks like we have a servo mount right there, probably for like a dig unit that you can add later. That'd be my guess, or like a 2-speed tranny if they have something like that. Not quite sure. Looking like a Hobby Wing ESC of some sort there, like this is, you know, VE1, probably like the 1060 or whatever it's called. It does have a on-off switch on there. I'm not a big fan of those. Your battery goes here. It looks like it is a full-size stick pack that you can put in there. I'm sure you could always print or find some sort of somethings to run a smaller battery so it's not flopping around. Really, you don't need much more than something like this. This is 3,500 milliamp hours. That's a lot of runtime on something like this. It comes with a 540 size motor, it looks like. I don't think a regular brushed 550 is going to fit, and that's a 35 turn. So if you want to go with a 5 slot for better low speed control, you would get about a 16 turn for the equivalent speeds. And even with a sealed can like the Crawlmaster Sport, you're going to find yourself with better low speed control. These ESCs aren't bad on low speed control. They're not the best, but for the price, they're really good. And on a ready to run, everything is made to a price. You know, so your servo, your speed control, and your motor are going to be, I don't want to say low quality, but they kind of are low quality on ready to runs. There's a few that come with higher quality parts in the electronics department, but they're also really expensive. Let's see, we got a VS1 servo in here. Does it tell us what our ratings are? I'm going to guess it's somewhere between a 25 and 35 kilogram servo. And I mean, while it's here on my table, let's just plug it in. I'd probably need, let's see, did he already put in batteries? I think my employee may have already installed the batteries. Feels like it. Yeah. Sure did. On. Neat. It tells you the voltage. XT60 compatible. Yeah. All right. Let's see. That might be a 35 kilogram. That's pretty decent. Has a metal, centered metal servo horn on there. Looks centered, yeah, that's centered. Centered is, oh, a nice good drag brake too. Yeah. Let's see how good the low speed control is. That's not too bad. Could be better, but I'm kind of a snob when it comes to electronics. I would like to get this out on the rocks, but the weather is really cold. We're gonna have to film on that another day, and I don't want to take the first crawl away from my employee either. This is his rig. The other one that they sent is a RTR VRD. So one employee, they wanted a scale rig, and the other employee wanted a comp rig, which is kind of cool. Both of them, their first time getting into crawling. They wanted to. It wasn't on me. You know, they see me crawling all the time, and both of them just wanted a crawler for themselves to go play. So awesome. Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna say as far as the bench. The shocks feel very well built. They weren't sticky out of the box, which is the biggest problem with a lot of ready to runs. You gotta have your trigger control there, buddy. Yeah, the shocks feel absolutely smooth out of the box. I did notice there was a little bit of shock oil on the back, so I'm not sure if, you know, maybe something gets loose in shipping, or if these shocks typically just are kind of leaky over the long term. We'll find out. There doesn't seem to be shock oil all over the place though, so it could have just been a little, yeah, it looks like it's that one potentially. It's got just a teeny tiny little leak. The rest of them are bone dry. And that's something that's really tough. Shipping, you've got temperature changes. A lot of times you'll have elevation changes. There's all kinds of things that will make a shock leak. Double, whatever it's called, double captured shocks on there. I really like all sorts of, they've got different body mount positions on there. They've got the forward motor transmission, yeah. And I should say, how compact is all of that? Just so well engineered. I've been impressed with Vanquish pretty much from day one, but them coming out with ready to run rigs, knowing how well the VRD handles, this is going to have a really similar geometry, I'm sure. It's just amazing the level of ready to run rigs these days, and Vanquish is coming out. They're just coming out swinging. Absolutely, just, I'm impressed, and it takes a lot to impress me with a crawler these days. But I can't say I see anything on here for a ready to run that I would complain about, and it's gonna have the Vanquish quality that you are used to. But the biggest thing is the biggest thing is that it starts with a solid geometry, and that you can get parts for them. And definitely, I mean, you can rebuild almost this entire vehicle from aftermarket at this point. These are the straight axles. So it's going to be a pretty low center of gravity. Oh, it looks like it's got a spot to, oh, that servo mount, that's probably for a winch. I see they've got a spot. Oh no, they've got a winch spot up front too. So all kinds of options. You could put a winch in the back over there, or you could put a winch up front. But they've got a little fair lead built into the bumper and a spot for you to thread through right there. Neat. They thought of everything. I am quite impressed. All right, am I going to be able to tell which way that this goes through? There we go. Oh, there's even a little pass through so that your body clip doesn't just hit random things. I'm not sure if I used the right body clip. There may have been a specific one. Nah, but there we go. Yeah, there's a little pass through so your body clip can actually slide in all the way. That's neat. Well engineered. Nothing that I can complain about on this. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, what about right here? It looks like maybe potential body mounts. Oh, I see. So if you wanted to get rid of the bed, you wouldn't have these mounts down here, but they've got this spot right there, which doesn't have like a drilled through spot, but maybe in the box it would have, yeah, see how that slips in right there? Maybe in the box they would have a different mount, easy enough to just drill that through or do something else. So yeah, the more I look, the more I find. So I'm gonna have to cut it short here, but the Vanquish Fordyce, ready to run. 2 thumbs up for me. Geez, that's an incredible rig for the market. If you do have any questions about it, leave them down below, and as we test this, we will be sure to do our best to answer them. As always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. You've made it to the end of the video. Hopefully that means you liked what you saw. If you want to help out the channel, you can like, subscribe, and definitely comment down below. We would like to hear new ideas from you, so be sure you let us know what you'd like to see. There are some other suggestions probably floating by my head right now that you can check out, and otherwise we appreciate your support and your help growing the channel.